Hi, good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Me. I'm Susan Buchser-Lochocki, running for President of the United States with the Green Party, and this is my kitchen. Welcome. So I'm gonna have a sip of water. I'm gonna show you this cup. So when Jesse was home so often, we did a lot of crafting and things with all sorts of materials. This is just the markers that you can buy, and then you can write on ceramics, and it stays pretty good. So I have to admit, they're nice little pieces of work of memories. And this particular cup is a cup she made for her grandpa, my father. It's Thankful Thursday, and this Thankful Thursday I'm dedicating to my father and my father figures out there, but really actually to my father, I should say. Yeah, so this mug, or coffee cup, whatever you want to call it, is one that Jesse made for him for his last birthday. He was 75 when he died, and he had it a couple of months, and then he had an accident, and that was that. So this is, I just wanted to, sort of share that with you with this moment, thinking about him. Yeah, my father was, of course, very important. I did not have a good relationship with him, but I understand him even more now today than I did when he was still alive and we were in communication. So, yeah, it was not easy sometimes being his daughter. But in general, he was a good man, I will say that. And he had a good heart. It was just sort of a Jekyll and Hyde experience, where he was good one minute, and then when he was drinking, he was not good. So it was tough. But, he did his best, I guess. I think he, like I said before in a previous talk or something, he was in Vietnam. And I think that really affected him mentally. He had a lot of issues, and his way of coping was drinking. And it's very unfortunate because, he could have had relationships, or at least a relationship with me, and it just wasn't happening because of his issues. So I couldn't really do much more than what I did. I tried to understand him. I tried to get him help through therapy, through family therapy. And then finally I gave up, and I then started an Alateen group for children of parents who are alcoholics. And, that helped also a little bit. But getting distance helped, and, growing up on my side also helped me to understand his situation. So, it was, there's no easy way to go about talking about that. If I wasn't his daughter, I'd be somebody completely different. So, I can't take that away either. So, I just have to accept the fact that he was my father, and I am who I am because of him, partially. So, yeah. And then I do want to say thank you to him. My mom was able to come over several times when Jesse was sick for long periods of time. And also just to help out, too, she came over for long periods of time. And so he was, alone during those periods of time. It could be also up to like 3 months long, these time periods. And that might have been also tough on him. But, yeah. So I just, in general, I want to thank him for being my father. Yeah. Then, white privilege. I think one thing that I notice about being in Switzerland and then being in the US is when I'm in the US, almost no matter how I'm dressed, people don't follow me around. They don't really care what I'm doing. They don't really notice me. They might say hi and then they leave me alone. But here in Switzerland, when I go into a store, I don't know, I haven't really been out shopping a lot in this because of the coronavirus, but I've been starting to wear, over the last 2 years, I started to wear long dresses. And I don't know if they think I'm Muslim or if they think I'm weird or whatever, but they've really started to follow me around in the stores here. I mean, they were doing that anyways before, because I never wore the traditional Swiss clothing that they do here. I'm a little bit louder dresser than the traditional Swiss people. And so, I was often followed around in stores because I just didn't behave the way that they were expecting here in Switzerland. But in the US, I don't get followed around. So that might also be white privilege. It almost doesn't matter where I am. I usually am not followed. Yeah. No. I will say, actually, this last visit, when I'm walking around in a long dress in the cosmetic area of stores like a Rite Aid or a Duane Reade or something like that, then I notice there's like these announcements. Somebody needs help in where I'm standing. And then maybe a security guard will come by and have a look. So yeah, maybe the long dress is a little bit weird for even Americans. I don't know. I have to take a look and notice if I still get that treatment when I come back. But yes, so that's that. Then speaking of shopping, women's privilege is when I used to go shopping in New York, and I would have either lots of bags that I was carrying home, and then sometimes I would notice people following me. Usually men. It didn't matter what color. It could be anybody, but it was usually a man following me. And you can tell when when you slow down, they slow down, and just weird things, and you get a sense like somebody's watching you. And that used to happen, I'm going to say almost every time, walking around the streets with any kind of a bag. There was always somebody following me, for sure. And then there were extreme cases where it became so evident that, I had to cross the street to get away, to make sure that this person wasn't going to get me, and to make them go away and go find somebody else to follow. Sometimes I've gone sort of towards a wrong door too, to also distract them and to make them go away. I've also turned around and walked back in their direction, like I forgot something, and then they get all confused. They don't then know really what to do. They can't follow me anymore for sure, because it can't be that two people forgot something. So that usually throws them off too. But there's all these like strategies as a woman walking around that you have to have, and it gets a bit tiring and annoying. And yeah, I don't know if men have to do that, but I'm gonna say probably not as much as women. And the other thing that I want to mention is about that group, the gang that was after me in my talk from yesterday. After that incident, I had to start taking taxis home, and that cost $20 every time I wanted to go home after working. So, a lot of the tips that I had earned, I could just throw out because I had to take a taxi. That was the only way to get home safe, so that was really annoying. Yeah. So now, moving on. Today I realized the FEC filing is due soon, so I'm going to have to do that. I haven't done it yet. So I guess I'll get to that maybe a little later, latest tomorrow morning, but let's see what I get done. And then the song of today is dedicated to my father, and it's from the American singer, entertainer Katy Perry, and it's called Unconditionally. And thank you, Dad, for being my dad. Yeah. All right, that's all my news for today. So I wish you all a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.